Good morning, welcome to my channel. My name is Roy Cruz, dealing with gun dog training. I want to talk this morning a little bit about heel work. Basically start off with a tool for the job. I always use a slip lead. I think everybody who wants to get their dog walking the heel properly will use a slip lead. It's called a slip lead because this part of the lead slips through the ring. There is a way of using it, a way of putting it on. If you're right-handed, generally your dog will walk to the left, so you'll have the loop on the left-hand side, and the lead will pass through the ring at the top. This is a stopper to stop the lead going too loose, and then eventually the loop falling off over the dog's head. So you can move that up and down, keep it tight, loosen it a little bit, depending on the size of your dog's neck. But the way to put it on is you always keep that ring over the lead at the top, over the dog's neck. The reason for that is if you pull it tight, you'll see you release it and the lead slackens off. Yeah, okay, simple. If you do it the wrong way around, put it the other way around, and you pull on the lead, it doesn't slack off, it stays tight. So make sure you're putting it on the correct way around. Okay. Now there is a guy on YouTube, Charlie Thorburn of Mordor Gun Dogs. He talks a lot of sense. I don't agree with everything that Charlie says. I'm sure he won't lose any sleep over that one. However, he's got a passionate dislike of harnesses, and I totally agree with him. A harness isn't the tool for heel work. The reason being that the dog can put its shoulders into the harness and, you know, really put his strength into pulling, and it just encourages it. I mean, it's like the world's strongest man, you know, when they harness them up to a juggernaut and they get them to pull it along a piece of tarmac. They put them in a harness and they can get their shoulders into it. Same with a dog, you don't want to be doing that. A lead, simple lead, slip lead. The reason we walk our dogs generally to heel on the left hand side is because most of us are right-handed, and it comes from shooting, carrying the gun. A right-handed person will carry the gun as they're walking over their right arm, and if your dog's walking on the right-hand side, it's going to keep smacking its nose on the gun barrels. So we don't want that. So generally, we walk the dog on the left-hand side. However, if you're left-handed, there's nothing wrong with turning it round and training your dog to walk on the right hand side so that your gun is being carried over your left arm, and it works exactly the same. Pull it tight, stays tight. Pull it tight, it loosens off. Put it the wrong way around, pull it tight, and it stays. Okay, so same principle, but the only thing is, as same with all dog training, is be consistent. You know, make sure you're doing the same thing all the time. Okay, so if you train your dog to walk to the right hand side, that's where all of your training puts the dog. Okay, so that's the basic starting point. I've mentioned Charlie talks about harnesses. I've got an equal dislike of these extendable leads. They drive me mad. I mean, I've seen it happen in fact, it's happened to me twice when I've been driving along the road and I've seen a dog on the pavement on an extendable lead, 20 foot out in front of the dog walker. Now, if that dog sees something on the other side of the road, it's 20 foot out, and that 20 feet can work in an arc, and suddenly the dog's in the middle of the road. And as I say, it's happened to me twice. Fortunately, because I watch these leads and I don't like them, I've managed to avoid any possible collision. But I don't like them. A guy I once knew, one of my old mentors, he said to me, it doesn't matter if you've got a 3 foot lead or a 30 foot lead. If your dog is pulling, it's going to be pulling at 3 foot or 30 foot out there. It doesn't matter. The idea is to stop your dog pulling on the lead. So generally I work with a lead, probably about 4 foot, and I'm comfortable with that. Okay, anyway, next we'll be looking at some of the heel work with one of my dogs, and how we go about it.